A new American revolution has begun, not against the forces of a colonial kingdom, but a rebellion against an oppressor that has risen among us. It is not a foreign invasion we have to fear, rather the threat of a force within our nation that has usurped what was once a dream of having the greatest democracy ever known to man.
Money, money, money. I gotta make money. I gotta make money. Send your children to school and teach them how to steal legally, because that's the American way.
There's this level of fear that's built in you.
That's why the police kill people in the hood like they do and get off.
I reject all of my elected protectors. Our sovereignty and autonomy is disrespected. The contents of this discourse ain't really surprised. Everybody knows the government lies.
When I was running for president, I never said change would be easy.
We need to change people's perception.
A revolution is a mental revolution before it's anything else.
It goes deeper than just a group of people planning for something. It has to be a social change.
I don't believe the president is the highest office in America.
Everywhere needs a revolution. Worldwide revolution.
No savior, neither was any mayor.
Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes, they are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep.
You say
America, look at our advertising.
I write about the good, the bad, and the ugly. Living in America. I make a living off of my imagination.
You can't walk through that.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Conscious Rise. I don't know my place. Here is the fact, though. I am only what's below my waist. I'm not going to give you an anatomy lesson, but a lesson will be paid. I pay it walking down these streets, living this story. I was an ornament.
The subway is a huge part of my existence as a human and a huge part of my development as an MC. And if there's one thing that I really feel like is my home away from home, it's the subway.
It's beautiful because people don't know me when I get on the subway. They just see this person doing something that separates himself from the other individuals around them, and hopefully it inspires them to express themselves in some form of way.
I'm an artist because I gotta be. It's a therapy for me. When I don't do art, I actually physically don't feel good. Some people need jewelry, fancy cars, a bunch of shit that the system gonna throw at you. Me, I got my art.
We're very political. We use strong metaphors. I mean, art is a very powerful tool.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
See, we live in a country that's stressing progression, but we don't know what we're progressing for. Economic depression, headed in a recession, but who's second guessing? The money's the medicine. September 11th's coming back. It's the anniversary of the day that people died, but what about the people that lie for these capital lies and the media's disguise? Now what's happening? Is this progression really equal? Or are we just stressing every thought's dimension, thinking that adolescents second guessing? We're going back into a Great Depression. So what are we heading toward with this progression? In America, there's an obsession with progress. Advertisements and media tell you, keep on going ahead, push forward, go on, move. You can be anything you want to be. Keep on being the best you can be all that you can be, but they're not clearly defining what that ahead is or at what cost is it. Is it an economic progression or is it a progression of morality and evolving oneself?
Progress to most Americans means doing that shit that they do on Jerry Springer, or doing the shit they do on half of these reality shows, or the freedom to just bullshit, to play video games all day, the freedom to be porn addicts.
I go to work and I ask myself, what did I do today for common good? Nothing. Zilch. Zero. I didn't do for anybody. I made maybe I've made some money to pay my rent and get the big man richer. That's not free.
Like, are we more humane to one another? I don't know. I don't know that we are.
Friends and family only call when they need me. That's how they show love. And what I was trying to say is, like, you never hear from your family unless they want something, unless they need something.
Just a basic understanding of morality is not there. It's a fear of punishment, a fear of what's going to happen to you immediately.
There's this level of fear that's built in you.
That's why the police kill people in the hood like they do and get off.
It's more of, I don't want to hurt you because I might get in trouble by my superior. So laws are in place for us to be moral. It's not because we genuinely feel it in our heart.
There was a week where speeding didn't exist. The amount of accidents that would occur might really pound some knowledge and understanding into people's heads.
That's how you get punished in America, financially. That's why this is like a rat race where everybody's trying to run to get ahead. Because it's all about money in America. Money, money, money. I gotta make money, I gotta make money, I gotta make money. That's why I was trying to say, send your children to school and teach them how to steal legally, because that's the American way. I once said that to a lawyer one time. He said, if we're stealing legally, then it's not stealing.
In many ways, the progress that a lot of people in this country think that they have comes at the expense of other places in the world, in the third world especially. The rape of natural resources, the rape of the land.
The stripping of people's culture, the transporting of whole tribes, families from one part of the world to another, stealing people's land, you know what I mean? Killing off a whole race of people, you know what I mean? If you're talking about like the Native Americans, the people, the indigenous people of this country right here. It's so much shit I could go down the list. It's equivalent to, let's say, a household where there's molestation going on.
This is up. What's going on right here? All right, ready?
Uncle Sam is my grandfather. The Nazis are my first cousin. I'm deep in this like oil. Been trading arms to underdeveloped countries.
Told generals to chop off arms and they get more arms. I see these children as dollar signs. I put the politician in pimp. Got whole governments on a whole stroll. Let me tell you a little bit about my history. I was born in murder, spread across waters, tattooed genocide across my neck. I'm a fiend for the green. Napoleon said everything my eyes look upon is mine. An imperial civilization that was savage to its subjects. And I've introduced every disease from the Black Plague to syphilis. Cause in my line of work, if people I ain't earning. If bodies ain't hitting the floor, my bottom line ain't flying. Went to church and bought Jesus, now I'm holy with capitalism. Got a boost from the one that became a payday. Hitler told me to finish my breakfast, so I bombed the towers. My name is America, or if you prefer the 13 colonies. I got bankrolls in flesh. Peace to me is starvation. War makes the money, and I'm an expert at playing on your insecurities. All I see is Dumb and Dumber. More money in this spot now, I can buy your soul 1,000 times over and still have change left to give you a job.
I got secret societies, I don't need to be diplomatic. Democracy is just my storefront, but I'm manufacturing pure grade A world domination. Stop the international news from getting in and saturated you with reports of gang violence and Britney. Cut school funding because it doesn't make me any money if our children are smart. I need people in debt around me so I can leverage this situation to my benefit. Got tired of doing all this by myself, so I birthed big businesses. Now we all keep the money between us. Only the strong survive. Only the cold-hearted live to see another sunrise, and the criminals at the bottom got nothing on the criminals at the top. I'm America, baby, and I got
my pin pen on your heartstrings. So what you need to do is what you've always done, and bend over.
That's all.
Yeah.
I think that as far as America goes, you know, there's a group of people who are running things, and they just want America to be as powerful as possible.
Regardless of whoever raises their hand, like majority rules, that's what democracy is supposedly. Whoever got the most money is who's gonna control the shit. Whoever got the most power or influence is gonna control the shit.
I mean, I've always kind of had the theory that those who are in control of everything. And the media is a great way to kind of keep everybody, you know, rolling behind their initiatives and what they want.
Raised up in the ghetto, but the ghetto been a slum. A little man looking at the news for the funds, but he realized that the news was propaganda. A lot of stamina, written by an amateur. The editor wasn't the selector of the right type of thoughts, hitting us with lies every place that we walk. But propaganda is just a medium for the media to tell you that you're not superior. I guess they break down your mind and degrade you from the interior. Slavery ain't done with shackles, it's done by a mental battle, so call upon the cavalry. Another person breaking down their anatomy, cause I'm glad to see that another world could break it down and fraction me. So I'm looking at the words, 26 letters, small alphabet to disconnect another person and cause blatant disrespect. See, the media's a minority, we are the majority. See, these rich people tell you that they got the answer for you. They could cure cancer for you. Take you to the doctor and give these individuals who own and run mainstream media in corporate America are all extremely wealthy, where most Americans are not even in that living or wealth class. So they're going to make a decision that I feel best suits what they identify as their group. Government want you to chill, not be rebellious, so they tell you that you don't got nothing. Tell you lies by the newscaster fronting as the man sits behind a desk telling you that you stress, but the mind control won't let you progress. See, it's all controlled by a few corporations, showing a lot of people hesitation. It started back with a document called the Emancipation Proclamation. It was created to help you relieve your frustration. But some are saying that this world needs people that are weighing, so you can't start your own media or film company like the weigh-ins. So it's like a boxer first round in a weigh-in. Tell you to follow the news that was written by Satan. Wonder why we looking at this world and we slaved in. So we're looking for the bills and the bills we can't be paying. So they tell you the answer is just a demonstration of this world and this place that we trapped in. So the news is really just a bunch of liars acting. And they look at us crazy when we telling the truth like some madman. So we gotta grab a pen and start writing our own media, making our own answers to dead the mind control. The truth is what you hold. So the knowledge is in you. Unroll the scroll.
In some ways, all forms of television and all forms of news outlets are mind control.
Watching TV is a freeing moment for an average American. It's their time to relax. And it's just, all it does is it's like it hypnotizes them to just wake up and do it again.
All forms of media and all forms of technology are very good ways to kind of keep us quiet and keep us, you know, kind of dumb and keep us kind of like pacified to the point where if everybody started talking about problems where we might rise up and do something about it, if we're all, you know, watching Everybody Loves Raymond and sitting on Facebook till 4 in the morning we're probably not going to rise up.
This comfort comes from the lifestyle. So the lifestyle that an American has is they wake up, they go to a steady job, they go back home, eat dinner, and go to sleep. Watch TV before they go to sleep. I mean, that day in itself is a very comfortable day. So while we're doing that, government is doing things like going to war and killing people and putting drugs in our community. I mean, there's so much going on, and then we're just so comfortable because they've given us so many distractions.
I won't stop sending my message until the plot ends. The contents of this discourse ain't really surprised. Everybody knows the government lies. Now what's alarming me is the lack of harmony involved in the arena. I've seen the effects of bad karma. See, it bothers me. Songs are opportunities for us to be pursuing only unity and truly be hoping we can suit the need for future seeds. I produce a plea that supersedes the truth. I'm influenced to lead, because I don't want to kill Bush or Colin Powell, even though I know that they be holding out. And even though I think the government is wicked, what I come to believe is the public is the sickest. America's perspective's collective. I reject all of my elected protectors. Our sovereignty and autonomy is disrespected. You need to clean out your ears, really disinfect it. You might miss the message. You should listen, check it. That exists incessantly, but it's just been clandestine. I don't want to kill Bush or Colin Powell, even though I know that they be holding out. And even though I think the government is wicked, what I come to believe is the public is the sickest.
I often think that in America, the perspective is collective, that we think as a group, unfortunately. There's not a lot of really unique thought that happens. We respond to the headlines instead of responding to what we would really recognize or experience, you know what I mean? So when I say the public is the sickest, I'm really talking about the fact that people can choose what they feel to be true, but I think most people just kind of go with the flow and they just assume whatever is on Channel 2 is a fact, you know what I mean?
I call it pop culture, and they're spreading it around the world. Popular is an abbreviation for pop, but I turn pop into profit over people.
Man, it's real shit. Media is here to make money. Whatever, throw anything on there. John Benet, Ramsey, to Michael Jackson, to anything, man. Let's make some money.
I even have a poem that God is green in America, and money is an illusion, and a trickle-down effect is meant to fuck those living paycheck to paycheck while it steadily enforces their slave mentality.
If you don't have any economic sovereignty, you don't have any political sovereignty.
My hand it might be one hand. Trump's hand is 1,000 hands. Every time he raises, every time he says something, you know what I mean? It's like they got the power, not us. So democracy, shamocracy, hypocrisy, that shit is straight up and down.
You can have authoritarian rule in the shell of a democracy, you know?
I think it's a blatant dictatorship. I don't think nothing is hidden.
But the democracy is a rule of the mob, the rule of the people. And I think that as the United States of America is defined, it's a federal republic, which means that people don't directly vote on things. If we lived in the ideological essence of a democracy, then we would all have to vote before we go to war against another country, you know? We'd all have to vote for the federal bailout. But in this instance, we live in a republic which is defined as us electing representatives that then in turn elect the people that make those final decisions over us. So there's definitely a buffer zone between the people and the power.
That's how America was built, but it's like the scales of justice must have been weighed on tilt, because what we face is placed on us without a feeling of guilt. Money in majority is what's running minority, so if you can't escape poverty, you never hold authority. So cold-heartedly to distract by mistargeting the real situation, leaving the untaught oppressed. Whoever overstands it has the power and doesn't want it addressed. That's exactly why I'm here to express it, so rise up like a million on the march, eyes up, ready for the thoughts they think you sleeping. You look deep in them, no, not at them, but straight through them. You shall not remove you from your path, keep moving to that road where they said the goal was paved in it. Get yours and leave your name engraved in it. It's ours. Conscious ride.
It's like almost a good commercial for America for us to be able to complain like that. I think it's slightly like fool's gold, to be honest with you. Because complaining and making jokes about Bush on The Daily Show is one thing, But if somebody actually wanted to make change, they'd have to go through a billion hoops and, you know, find out what it really means to make some sort of alteration occur in the government, which I think big picture-wise is not very likely.
You might be questioning things, but at the end of the day, no one's really paying attention or no one's investigating it. So while you have your freedom of speech, who's really listening?
Well, I think it's to the benefit of the government to keep people feeling like they have something to complain about. Because to be honest with you, when people exercise their right to complain, it reminds them that they're in a democratic society and reminds them that they're free. And it's kind of like a good thing for us to be able to complain. But I think that the government has control over that also. They're like, all right, you can exercise this right and that right, but if it gets taken to a certain level, I know that they clamp down.
When I was running for president, I never said change would be easy. Change is hard. It's always been hard. I know there are doubts that creep into people's minds. I know there's a tendency during tough times for folks to turn on each other and get mad and get angry. We always want to move forward. And that journey doesn't start in Washington, D.C. It begins right here in College Park. It begins on campuses like this.
Obama, you're being used to get across an agenda to keep us and the American, you know, people in general under the foot of those truly in power.
What's really changed? He just has a good way of putting things.
I don't believe the president is the highest office in America. I don't believe that he has that much authority over the everyday lives of Americans.
You know, he's a representative of Wall Street's interests as much as any.
I believe he's limited to the structure of government, which in my opinion is not working for the people.
You believe that in this country, we don't fear the future, we shape the future. We don't feed on division and anger. We feed on hope and possibility. That's what America's about. That's what we're called to affirm right now. That's why I ran for president of the United States of America.
But never the ambulance, been waiting for death. You don't stand a chance, fam. You better catch a cab like Barack Obama ain't no savior. Neither was Jesse Jackson. No. Neither was Malcolm or Martin. No. Neither is Al Sharpton. No. David Dinkins wasn't no savior. Neither was any mayor. No. If they was black, I don't even care. Man, I don't even care, dog. We gotta save ourselves. We gotta save ourselves.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Basically, all we saying is stop putting people on pedestals, man, regardless of who they are. I'm saying ain't no saviors out here, dog. I'm saying we all gotta put in work. We all gotta play our part. True. As far as these politicians, we can't depend on these politicians. No, the system ain't designed for us. It ain't designed for change. It's designed for the same thing over and over. Shit. If you don't understand that, man, I don't know what's going on.
My criticism of Western civilization is it doesn't take into account everybody. It takes into account only an ambitious, callous, cold, aggressive, warlike few. That ain't the majority. That ain't what's gonna keep this thing going. The planet is 6 sextillion tons, all right? It ain't gonna be here that much longer if what is going on now is going on.
I think you can't criticize Western civilization without criticizing civilization. You know? It's like having an argument between a Democrat and a Republican. Y'all niggas still eating at the same table. You know? I think that it shouldn't be called a Western thought. And it shouldn't be called Eastern philosophy anymore. Because it has nothing to do with one side of the world or another. There are people who have a quote-unquote Western philosophy who live in the Middle Eastern world.
Everywhere needs a revolution. Worldwide revolution.
For example, if a revolution really happened in America, it would be because there was one happening all the way around the world.
There's no way you can cure one part of the body of AIDS and it ain't gonna spread.
It goes deeper than just a group of people planning for something. It has to be a social change. We need to change people's perception.
A revolution is a mental revolution before it's anything else. It's a change in the way you think. It's a change in the way that you look at people. It's a change in the way you look at yourself. It's a complete overturning of a system. And the only way to completely overturn a system is to overturn your system of thought.
That's why I'm interested in the personal revolution, the exploration within people's selves, to be able to push past what they would call the system doing something to them, and instead take it upon themselves to do something to them.
I believe that there's a divine energy that comes within all humans that will surpass any man-made law and act as a soul becoming a shield to an individual to these oppressive laws.
I wish that we had more diversity in our thoughts when it came to considering how to run a society.
Think of a world outside of this. All right, you know what I mean?
It's not just left or right, because those are illusions, those are creations. Those are arguments set up for us to have so that we don't have other arguments.
You know, with the Matrix, but don't get stuck in the Matrix.
A new American revolution has begun, not against the forces of a colonial kingdom, but a rebellion against an oppressor that has risen among us. It is not a foreign invasion we have to fear, rather the threat of a force within our nation that has usurped what was once a dream of having the greatest democracy ever known to man. We now live in a world where the population has grown exponentially, and the planet is running out of resources to sustain us all. We have taken the soul out of ourselves and placed them inside machines. My words, of course, will be marginalized, demonized in typical fashion. Anytime you dare to question the power structure, they say you hate America in the name of supposed freedom. Those who demand accountability from everyone, but offer none themselves. Who favor contracts over lives, who favor invasion and control over organic democracy overseas. The greatest flaw that any intelligent person has is to think that they're smarter than everyone else. They have infiltrated every branch of the American government. They have retrieved names, data, hard numbers, the paper trail that will expose those that truly control this country, those that control the political parties, those that control the oil industry, the energy, those that stand behind the companies, faceless, whose names have never been revealed until today.